Alright, forgot to tell you, 5th day with no filters. I'm going to Bible study right now. Can you hear me, guys? 5th day with no filters. Going to Bible study. This is the place. Bonsoir. Okay, I made it. Okay, this is my friend from church who I actually need to give you an advice, guys. This is my Bible study, the second book. Okay. Tu vas apparaître d'ailleurs ou pas? Tu vas apparaître dedans ou pas? Hein? C'est TikTok.
Ah non.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip because I'm sure that a lot of you make the same mistake. The crazy girl wanted to cut sugar immediately. Like when she went from being a sweet tooth to one. Comment tu parles chocolat? Okay. There is a savory pastry that we eat during breakfast in France. I can't remember the actual translation, but she went from eating from morning to noon to like evening. She went from eating sugar like nobody's business down to like one of that savory pastry a day. She was like a cracker. Like I'm not kidding, guys. She ended up. We are in the poke house right now, the bubble tea stuff. She actually was on a mental breakdown at work. She was telling me how she couldn't like withstand the actual pressure. But listen, because I feel like a lot of you do the same thing. You never cut so drastically on your sugary and then your sweet stuff. But the thing is, if you want to lose weight, cut down on the bad habit, the worst thing you can ever do to your system is do it too drastically. If you do it that way, then you're teaching your body to not trust you anymore, and that is the worst thing you can possibly do. So the best advice I can actually give you is making sure that every single time you actually set yourself on a certain habit, make sure that every single time you're trying to reduce an amount, you choose the first step that you need to take is an alternative. For her case, for example, she's the kind of person to like nibble on sweets morning, afternoon, noon, watching a movie, Netflix at night. The best thing I can actually advise you on doing, guys, when you are in her case, I don't have the name. Comment tu dis pain au chocolat en anglais?
Pain au chocolat.
Pain au chocolat.
À Paris, ils vont.
Yeah. So let's say she's actually the kind of person to eat that every morning. Yeah, basically. Yeah, no, but she is. Because I know that a lot of you guys are trying to cut down on sugar, and I know how it feels like because I used to be obese before, so I know how it feels like to actually know how to exactly like every single time you try to cut down on something or reduce the amount, you can't cut down on the thing. Choose an alternative. So for me, for example, I used to love banoffee because in England, you know, like if you go to high school and stuff, that's something that you eat at dessert. Instead of actually saying that I'm going to cut that out, I would actually say, hey, sometimes I would have banoffee and they would have layer of extra toffee or extra crumble, extra banana. Instead, I would actually choose to have a banoffee, but I would not ask for the extra toffee, for example. I would cut down a little bit. I would not cut down on the actual thing, but I would reduce the amount little by little. Right now, if you look at me, you can never guess that I used to be really obese before, and I kept down my weight for a very long time because I learned the entire thing, and I made all the tricks. And in London, when I moved there, I was a teenager, so I was still growing up. My hormones were just doing that thing, and at the very same time when we moved there, I didn't eat fat and sweets like that. It's just that every product had much higher levels of sugar in them compared to France. I just wanted to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. I'm giving you a general tip, but I never want you to follow any social media advice over your healthcare professional or registered dietitian before making any drastic major changes to your diet, okay? Especially if you are managing health conditions. And here I'm telling you about my journey, and my journey is my testimony, but it doesn't have to be your system because your system is actually very unique. So you can actually pick up on patterns from others, but it doesn't mean that you need to follow everything that you hear on social media, okay?
anyone can make mistakes. So here I also wanted to take the opportunity to tell you about the podcast and the YouTube channel I have, because I definitely have a lot to say about navigating not just losing weight, but making sure you put in place a system that actually works for you.